from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Yeah, a very good morning to you all. A very, very good morning to you all. Daddy Chris is here, and this is the Rise and Shine from the African Renaissance Television. I'm here in London. Asaba is more than ready. I'm not going to even waste a minute because we need to be with Asaba today. And it's a great day and to look at a very, very sensitive topic. You know, one thing we use every day in fact, that was the first civilization. How do we discover fire? Because with fire, we're able to heat our food. We're able to do a lot of things. With fire in Europe, we heat our homes. Without fire, we will all be dead. We need fire to maintain some level of heating in the system. Without fire, we can't cook. Without fire, life will be nothing. I think fire is so close to water. The water is something you need for the human existence, but fire is also needed to sustain us. But many times we don't know how to control it. We don't even know how to manage it. In the UK, we kind of give them some credit, and if you call them, they run down quickly. But how prepared are we in Nigeria? Because we have stories of incidents of fire outbreak, especially you guys that use this gas to cook. The gas can just explode and it's fire. And your houses are not really that equipped. You know, a house can burn to ashes because of the way it is being built. But today on this sensitive show, we're going to look at fire outbreak and its management and control. In Asaba studio, we have able gentlemen to help us talk through this. They are more than ready, they are capable, and I'm going to quickly bring them in. And I will allow engineer. Hey, a very good morning to you guys. Much. Very, very good morning.
Very good morning to you.
Yes. So, engineer, start by telling us who you are. Asaba is ready. Introduce your men to us.
Asaba is very much ready, and basically, over time, in the last couple of months, we've had incidences of fire outbreaks, both industrial and domestic fire outbreaks, and home fire as well, gas explosions. That's the most important thing we'll look at. Besides that, a lot of tank farms that we have, especially in the Niger Delta region, most entrepreneurs just build tank farms without consideration for safety measures and being proactive in terms of safety, and allowing the regulating authority, which is the Delta State Fire Service, to be part of their vision and all that. And we've had incidences of fuel stations coming up in flames in the process of the incidences of domestic gas vendors, people that sell gas within residential areas. I think we really need to bring some restrictions to that, because instances of explosion of gas cylinders within residential areas by gas vendors has been prevalent in this part of the world. And because of the situation in terms of financial poverty and all that, we find people doing all kinds of business without consideration for safety. I decided that today I was going to bring institutions to come throw more light on this. And I have the Delta State Director of Fire Service with us in the studio, and his Deputy Director here with me in the studio. And I must make welcome Dr. Eugene Oziwele, the Director of Fire Service, Delta State. You're very much welcome to the program.
Thank you, Engineer, for having me.
And of course, Isaac Sunday Akpaive. Yes, I must pronounce it in full. Yeah, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Let me start with you, Director. We've had incidences of fire. Now, let's start with fire management. Because when you look at what has happened, especially in the Niger, the Delta State, our state, especially in the last couple of months, we've had incidences of fire. What is fire and what is fire management? Or fire accidents, rather.
Thank you very much. I will start with what Dr. Chris said over there. He was fluent. He just did some introduction to what fire really is, tracing it back to the old age. How did fire come about? And what is fire? Fire is very important in our day-to-day living. You had Dr. Chris making mention of our daily activities, cooking and all of that. But it goes beyond that. There's no factory that goes into production without fire. They have furnaces everywhere in all these companies. They're producing turning raw materials to finish goods. Fire is necessary, just like he said. Like we use water. After water, which is air, water, and fire, they are very important in our day-to-day living. Then the question is, what is fire?
Yes.
There will be no fire without three important elements. And these three elements are basically fuel. We talk about fuel, people just think about petrol. No, it goes beyond that. Any combustible material is what we regard as fuel. Whatever that can burn is fuel. Then, of course, we have oxygen, very necessary for combustion, and heat. When we talk about heat, we look at the ignition temperature, because the temperature needed for every fuel, every available fuel is not the same thing. Some needs high temperature, some low temperature, provided there is heat, and there will be fire. If we look at it scientifically, it's an oxidation reaction, but we just leave it at that. That fire is the rapid combination of these three substances that result in the production of heat, light, and smoke. That is what fire is all about.
Interestingly, that you've really brought chemistry that we learned in secondary school to bear on us right now. Heat, fuel, and most importantly, oxygen. Oxygen. Now, understanding what from the perspective that he has spoken from, he has given us an overview of what fire is all about. Now, what industry do we think, or rather, in what perspective do we think fire becomes a liability?
Okay. From the introduction, we say fire is very necessary for our day-to-day living.
Yeah.
We have a saying that fire is a very good servant.
Yes.
From what we have said,
for
cooking, for burning refuse, for doing everything, for the factories to work, fire is very, very important. But when mishandled, when mismanaged, it becomes the worst master you can think about. So that is where it becomes a challenge, when it is not properly handled. When you leave the do's and the don'ts and do the otherwise, then it becomes your master. And when fire becomes your master, it's always disastrous, dangerous.
Now, it's always disastrous and dangerous. But that's overview for now. Well, let's look at, we're going to come and discuss it expansively, but I want to dwell on domestic fire. What can be attributed to domestic fire? Because a lot of times we have seen incidences, poor people use that telephone inside the kitchen, or maybe when they're turning gasoline into their generator, it's still running, and domestic fire has been prevalent. Yes, this is the rainy season. It's reduced right now, but we've had a lot of incidences, even if it's the rainy season. So how does domestic fire affect our lives? How can it be prevented as well?
The issue of domestic fire, because in fire incidents, there are three things that causes fire. Number one of them is carelessness and ignorance. Carelessness in the sense that you know that what you are doing can cause fire, and you continue doing it, and fire results out of it. For example, leaving children playing with source of ignition, such as matches, knockout, and all the rest. That can result to fire. Most domestic fire is as a result of allowing children playing with this source of naked light, such as matches, and most especially the mothers looking at the children, not for them to disturb them in crying, they allow them play with matches. And you know, children, they like exercising some branches when they see such materials, and they want to see how it works. And so by so doing, fire can occur. Another issue again is when we talk about carelessness, leaving your stove or your gas cooker unattended to. Sometimes the issue of handset, especially women, they are taken away by the issue of handset, especially not only handset, even watching of television, especially watching all these seasonal films, and they know that they put something in the kitchen, and because this thing carried them away. Sometimes these are issues that result to this issue of carelessness, resulting to domestic fire that brings some homes down. Apart from this, we also find out that the issue of overloading of electrical circuits can also result to domestic fire. Apart from overloading of electrical cycle, you'll find out that in this part of the world, Nigeria, we have sometimes our electricity, our power is not steady. And so you'll find out that some people leave their electrical gadget unattended to, especially when they are going to work. Sometimes they leave their gadget on, and when this power comes with surge, what happens? The domestic fire will result out of this out of carelessness. Most domestic fire is as a result of what? Carelessness and ignorance. Thank you.
Yes, most domestic fire as a result of carelessness and ignorance. There was something you referenced, and I want him to throw more light. We're looking at, you made reference to the incidences of fire arising out of power surge. Now, Doctor, we're looking at this kind of fire now. Is it as a result of the usage of substandard cables, the usage of the negligence on the part of the discos, and I think, or rather, the Nigerian factor? I don't know how to put it, but
Okay, we'll come in somehow into that.
yes,
Is a wide range of things we can talk about here. The electrical fires in our homes, domestic fires, is as a result of so many things. My colleague just mentioned some, but it is far more than that. You just mentioned substandard cables. The cable you bought to wire, how did you buy them? Then who is the technician that did the job for you? Is he a professional? You know that today everybody is an engineer. Everybody. The roadside mechanic claims to be an engineer. The bricklayer said, I'm a construction engineer. Who did you use to do this job? Somehow we tend to go for the cheaper one. We tend to be penny wise, pound foolish. It is not just the cheaper one that matters. What are the previous jobs this man has done before? This electrician that I'm employing to wire my building, to do all of this for me. Is he qualified? Is he a certified engineer? These are some of the things that we look into. Then before you look at the materials, where do you source your materials? Are they standard SON compliant? Do they really meet the standard that is required for such materials? Then you come to the home. The sockets, what are the rating of the socket? How are you loading them? Sometimes, like my colleague mentioned, we overload our sockets. We overload them. These things have rating. It will not carry the load that is not meant to carry. Once you try to allow it or make it carry the load it's not meant to carry, it will resist. And the only way to resist is an explosion. It is not a positive one. So then when the aspect of power outage is rampant in our society. There's no steady power supply. And when the power is coming, you don't know the intensity, the voltage that is coming. Sometimes most of us have lost our gadgets to this. So we try to encourage, when there's power outage, just switch off everything, not just switching off, remove the plugs from the sockets. It saves a lot, because there is more to it than just the current, especially this rainy season, when you have thunders and lightnings. Lightning, thunders, they discharge current. Sometimes this can lead to fire in our various homes. We've attended to fires where there was no light, nothing, no generator, but there was rain, there was thunder and lightning. The AC caught fire, and we were there to put it off. So it's a barrage of area of activities when you talk about electrical fires.
Of course, we have Mary. Mary, how are you this morning? How is Abuja?
Abuja is fine. Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mary. Today I have the Delta State Director of Fire Service with us in the studio, Dr. Eugene Oziwele, and his colleague here, Mr. Isaac Sondiakpaive, that we're discussing fire management and control. And that is the situation that we find ourselves presently, because there have been a lot of incidences of fire. Now, let's come, we are going to be very expansive. Let's look at this another area, that's car fire accidents. We have seen accidents on Nigerian roads where a whole busload of passengers have been lost to fire. We have seen incidences where fire starts and most of these car owners do not have fire extinguishers. Can you emphasize on the issue of car fire accidents as well?
Fire accidents involving vehicles on our highways is common, especially articulated vehicles.
Yeah.
Articulated vehicles carrying flammable substance, either flammable liquid or gas, is prevalent in the society. One of the things we must look at is how do we maintain our vehicles? You notice a fault in your vehicle. Let me just make this journey and come back before you go and fix it. When you notice any mistake in your any fault in your vehicle, the best bet is to attend to it immediately before you embark on any journey. There are checks in the vehicles before you move every morning. How many persons really take time to check your tires, your engine, and all of that? These are things that you undermine, you look common, but with time, they will become matters arising, because it will definitely happen. So, then the condition of our roads. Most of the articulated vehicles that are involved in accident that will lead to fire, some of them are because of the bad road. Then the character of the drivers. Most of our drivers using these articulated vehicles, some of them are with the influence of alcohol, influence of drugs. After taking this before you hit the road, and they're always in a rush. When the place is tight, they want to move by all means past the nearest available, the next available space they will put their head. Before you know, the tanker will fall, the truck will fall with the load. All these are things that lead to fire. Then we've always advised against carrying petrol in jerry cans inside the vehicle. Fill your tank, make sure your gauge is working, so that when the tank is going down, you will know that your tank is going down. You fill again. But we tend to carry this flammable liquid inside the vehicle, flying the highway, and any little thing, that fuel that is inside it will spill. Ordinarily, an accident that would have not resulted to fire because of that liquid that is available, flammable liquid that is available, the fire will pick up. So it's a range of activities on our highways that leads to fire.
What about car owners that do not have fire extinguishers?
It is,
and your responsibility as fire service officers should be the prerogative of making sure that car owners have fire extinguishers. How has been the enforcement been like? And of course, I just got to know that fire extinguishers do expire, and a lot of people do not know this. The fire extinguishers expire after 6 months, thereabout. And most of these homes are supposed to have fire extinguishers. Eateries, lounges, hotels, most of them do not have fire extinguishers, do not have mustering points, emergency mustering points in cases of fire. And we have a government that is not ready to enforce fire laws, mitigating your professionalism, reducing your efficiency. How do we relate it?
There are laws. Let me start with the car extinguisher. There should be no duplication of duty.
Okay.
That is for the road safety.
Okay.
If we come in, that will be duplication
Of
of responsibility.
Okay.
It is the responsibility of the road safety to check vehicles and make sure their fire extinguishers are working, and to make sure vehicles own this fire extinguisher. And they are doing that. They are always doing that on the highways. We'll see people come to our office and say, road safety booked me because I don't have, all my extinguisher is expired. I've been booked by road safety. Then the issue of having these extinguishers getting expired and you are still using it, it is wrong. If you check a good fire extinguisher, the instruction is there: service after every 6 months or after every use. Service after every 6 months or after every use. And when you come to the companies, the hotels, the banks, it is our responsibility, and that is going on. I assure you that our men are in town, moving from place to place. We call it risk assessment visit. They carry such assessment to various industries, various hotels, various banks, various organizations, to make sure they comply with the safety standards put in place for them to do. And what do they look at? Where are your extinguishers? When were they last serviced? Are they expired? They go beyond that. Where is the water supply system in your environment? Sprinklers, the hosiery, and all the necessary fire prevention equipment, fire protection equipment, that are needed. We go around and we do that. And where you are found wanting, you face the law.
Daddy Chris, over you in London.
Yes, I thank you very much. I've been listening to these two gentlemen, and sometimes I'm really proud. Sometimes we look at Nigeria, we think we don't have them, but they are actually there. So I'm really proud of you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Chris.
Yes. So what I want to ask is this. I know you people are handling the domestic part of it, which is really like what our gentleman Sunday said, is really out of carelessness and negligence on the part of the people. But let's come to the issue of the industrial one. Let me give you a very instance. In my place, Ogara, I'm from Ogara in Delta State. What we have now are tank farms, loads of them. If one picks fire, the whole community we are gone. So we're living literally on a time bomb. That has nothing to do with us. Now, you look at the same Ogara, the numbers of fire service it's just one. I don't think they even have a proper vehicle if there's fire outbreak in such a community. My question is, why is the government allowing such dangerous business to be established so close to homes and with little fire service in place? And let me ask too, I know before you leave the show, you give us a number just so that those watching can know, oh, if I have fire problem, I'll be able to call the fire service. Like in my place, we are sitting on a time bomb. It's really scary when I get there. I'm sleeping, I'm thinking, okay, what if fire come out now? There's no way to go. So I will leave that to you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. You just mentioned Ogara. We have tank farms in Delta State, various places. We have Atubeji. I think last 2 years, there was a serious fire involving a gas storage tank at Atubeji.
I think she's going to bring the video.
We have that video clip. Then just last week, this week, there was serious leakage in a tank farm in cocoa. But we have tank farms in cocoa as well.
Yes.
We have visited all these tank farms. What we do, there are safety standards they are supposed to put in place. And we are making sure they put such safety standards in place. The Ogara you made mention of, rain oil tank farm.
Yes.
In fact, all the tank farms have safety equipment, firefighting equipment on ground. There is no tank farm that does not have a booster pump, apart from the normal water supply system. Then they have fire pumps that give the needed pressure when there is any fire incident. All the tank farm, they have ground monitors. We have been visiting. Last year we went around all the tank farms, and this year we've sent letters for another visit. things they need to put in place, they must put them in place. You know, these tank farms are sited close to the riverbank, where these ship that brings their product and deliver easily. But to some extent, we cannot really stop them from doing their business, but we emphasize on maintaining the proper safety standard needed, that when we see it, we can say, yes, these people, they are ready for business. They have a lot of firefighting. There is no tank farm in this state that is not. In Ogarade, the tank farm, they have fire trucks, apart from what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Pinnacle has
because look at, you're talking from point of knowledge. Do those people really have the personnel? So when it happens, they can go into action. I mean, the personnel,
Yes.
they might even have the equipment.
Yes, they have the personnel, because when we visit, we will see the head of the team, the firefighting team. We see the HSC officer is always there. Then the person in charge of the firefighting team. Like in Matrix Warri, the head of the firefighting team, his name is Warner. Mr. Austin Warner is in charge of the fire team. They have trained, apart from the fire team, they do regular drill once every month. And that drill is not just the fire team, it's the entire staff of the tank farm. That they do regularly. And then there's a simulation exercise they do. Like if you go to Beji, all the tank farm will gather once in a month. All the tank farms, their emergency team will gather to synergize and to put things together. In case it happens here, what do we do? It is not just, this is my tank farm or this is my own. No. They put heads together and form a common front on how to handle issues if they arise. Like the one that happened in Ubeji last 2 years, it was not just Matrix firefighters that attended to it. It was a collaborative effort of all the tank farms in the area that were able to curtail that situation. This week, there was a serious leakage in cocoa, and it was not just the tank farm, Sharon, that attended to it. Other tank farms around came with their fire trucks, because the tank farms, we told them that it is compulsory for a tank farm to have a fire truck, apart from the fixed installations they have on ground. So we are on top of the game to the best of our ability. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What we're seeing right now is a simulation of life from gas fire. What we just
Jesus.
see.
Fire for Matrix gas.
Yeah, that's what this one is
Matrix
from
gas.
Matrix gas. That happened earlier with the Matrix
All right.
gas fire in
Yes.
Ubeji. It happened last week.
No, last 2 years.
Last
And the officer talk us through, because look at that. Urobo call that one Aziza. That, you know how long it takes them to stop that thing, man. It's amazing. You know, it's so. In fact, how do you people? The kind of training you have must be. I don't want that job. I'm scared. You know, many watching it, you have to really approach the fire with care. And so if you can just talk us through how, in case of fire outbreak, what we should do, because what we saw now is not a mama. So in case I have fire outbreak in my area, what is the first thing I should do? Because it has happened. What are the things I need to do? Because I can't. A layman can approach that.
Yes.
I see the systematic way they were doing it. They had to move. Be careful before they move closer. Yes, sir. Over to you, Asaba.
So the first thing, the first thing you should do when you see a fire incident, the first thing is to raise an alarm. Where there is no fire alarm system, raise an. The next thing after raising the alarm is to make sure you get yourself to a place of safety. You must be safe to be able to think of what to do. Don't venture into going there to do anything, fighting fire, or you forgot something, you want to go and pick it. No, it is not encouraged. The first thing, raise an alarm. The next thing, find yourself to a place of safety. Because he who fights and run away will live to fight another day. Your life is precious. Your life is more than your life is far more than any other thing that you are going to thinking of saving. Because it's you that worked to build the house, it's you that bought the equipment. God helping, you can still do it again. When there is life, there is hope. So you must get yourself to a place of safety. Then when you are safe, you put a call to the nearest fire office to you so that they will come and do their job. You can only apply extinguishers and the other ones at the incipient stage of the fire.
Not this kind of fire. No, this kind of fire don't need extinguisher.
You have the courage. No, not that time. Not that time. If you have the courage to use the extinguisher, you apply it. But that does not stop you from calling the professionals to come and do their job. But there is one thing. There is one fear. There's one fear by the society. Sometimes we've gotten a situation where we say, we don't have money to pay them. Don't call them. No, you don't pay firefighters. It is our job. Government pays us for doing that job. So you don't have to be afraid. Why should I call them?
Yes. Doctor, that brings us back. I can see a video here. Let me see whether the video is just yeah. I want to pause this video. This vehicle is coming out. My question is, how many of you do that? I know the vehicle have prepared. I can see that this vehicle looks pretty. It looks new. Thank God for that. How many of them do we have in a place where this fire? I'm talking of this industrial area where there is potential fire. We can pretend it's not going to happen.
Yes,
it will happen at some point in time. Couple are bound to be careless. They are bound to be mistaken. How many of them do we have?
That truck you are saying, that is Saple Fire Station. Okay. That truck you saw now is Saple Fire Station. If you go to Warri, you have 3 of such in Warri. The ones in Warri are even bigger than this one because Warri is a volatile area compared to Saple. So we have in Warri, we have in Saple, we have in Ogara, we have in Koko. Then the companies in Warri, so many have fire trucks. We have attended so many fires in Warri where we see that this fire is massive. We will call MPA. Even naval base have firefighting department. They have fire truck. So see, this issue of safety, firefighting is everybody's business. Your business is my business. Yes. For us to be safe, it's everybody's business.
Yes. So, doctor, before I leave you, before I run away, because I have some free time with you today, my next question is, how much are you sensitizing us? Because it's better to say prevention is better than cure.
You said
sensitization, educating us on the importance of how to protect ourselves, protect our homes from fire, protect industry, and even the ordinary man on the street. I'm happy you throw so much light now on what we should do. If you want to go out, for instance, I want to drive out, I must protect myself. I need to check things I need to do. But how much of this information are out there to laymen like us to understand? Sometimes, even if it's little video that shows that fire can burst anytime, children will learn from it. You know, because most of the accident that happen at home, children don't have anything to scare them. A child, no matter what you say, they'll make mistake. But you need to, hey, this one can burn you. When I talk to my kids, I have to use wisdom to pass some message to them. Scare them, but also educate them. But we don't have such video on our television, not on radio. Thank God you are here today to educate us. How much of this do we need more of this, sir?
We do this regularly. If you ask my friend here, engineer, we were together in Delta State TV the day before yesterday. Wonderful. We were together there on this kind of program. We're always in the radio. My men in Lugeli, they go to the radio station there, private radio station, to do this sensitization. Worry the same thing. It's a regular thing. Some time ago, we even prepared flyers, the do's and the don'ts in case of fire, with the phone numbers to call, and we distributed to banks, to hotels, just flyers for people to see. And what we are doing now is equally sensitization.
Exactly.
But I will not fail to tell you this. The state government has done so much. A proposal, and there is an approval that we are taking this campaign down to schools. That will start maybe next 2 weeks. Taking this campaign down to schools. We are going to be moving from school on fire safety management. They say catch them young. So we are taking it down to the schools. And maybe when it starts, my friend here, engineer, will equally tell you that yes, he's a witness to it. We are taking it down to the ground.
And if we can have a little video, 1 minute, just to tell the audience, as we are on the show now, I would have loved to play it so that the audience will know that the fire service in Delta, they are there to help you be there. And please include that in your budget to the state governor if you can, so that you have a little video you share with us that will help to distribute, because we just play it in between. It's entertaining, but people learn from it. It's one way of passing messages, sir.
Okay, sir.
Chris, he wants to understand you.
Oh, what I was saying is, if we can have 1 minute video clip like an advert, sensitizing us, we would have loved to play it now.
Okay. Later we'll send to engineer, because I'm not with the video here now, but we'll have it in flash drive in our system in the office. I will send to engineer. I will forward to you. That we can be using from time to time.
Thank you very much.
And besides all that, we equally have, we're going to display that, Chris, I think for the benefit of Deltans, maybe the phone numbers of fire service for efficiency. I think maybe we'll display.
If we have it now, I would like to display it as he's talking. It's very important.
Okay, yeah, and I wanted to ask you, you know that here in Nigeria, the truth is, here in Nigeria, we always complain that whenever there's fire outbreak, like, it's difficult for the fire safety company to arrive on time. Sometimes when a lot of things has happened, the place people have died, we've lost maybe people's property and people's lives. That's when you see them coming out. So I wanted to ask them, right, what are some of their greatest challenge that they face in that fire safety industry? Let's know their challenges and why it's difficult for them to come. Okay, I don't know if you were hearing me.
Yeah, Mary raised a very important question. The issue of your challenges. I've been trying to
I want to know the greatest challenges that you face.
Doctor has been very protective of his government. I didn't want to criticize the government, but I know they have some challenges. That's why I paused with the vehicle. I paused with the people that they need to work with. But doctor has been defensive.
We have countless issues where you see fire outbreak before these people arrive. It's already done. People are already gone. Properties are already gone.
Okay. Let me respond to this.
Let Doctor respond.
Let me respond to this. You say our greatest challenge. I've been asked this question so many times, and I said the greatest challenge we have is the public. And people will ask how. We have attended so many fires where we were attacked. Is it now you are coming? Then we'll find out who called us. You won't see the person that called. Somebody came out one day and said, I've been calling, nobody is speaking. I said, okay, bring the number that you called. This thing happened in Agbo. I said, where is the number that you called? It was somebody who ran to the office to call us. And we got to the place before the person. And the person came out to testify that, yes, I was the one that went to call them. And they got here before me. And you are here to try to crucify us. It was then they said, okay, sorry, let us have your office number. Then the situation has been put in order. Okay, let us have your number. We will call the number in our various, like I said, we distributed flyers having the numbers, but it is not my portion. This is our belief. Bringing sentiment. It is not my portion. It's not, God forbid.
I
If
know.
it is not your portion, whose portion? And it's happening. So when I say it is the portion, in so many instances, there will be fire, nobody has the number to call. Sometimes, Daddy Chris, you have engineer's number, you will call engineer will call me, then I will call the office. Fire is not waiting for me.
Exactly.
No. Look at the time. It will not wait. Destruction is going on. But if you have the office number, you call the office directly, they will respond. Some people will say they call them, they say I'm coming. Some people will say they don't have water, all of that. When the fire truck leaves the office, you know it's a truck, it's not a car. It will take time to get to the place. They look at the traffic situation. I was once in London, where you are now, and the fire truck was leaving for emergency. If you see the way the road was clear for the truck to move,
they cleared the road.
It will amaze you. No obstacle. But here you will blare your siren until your siren will burn. They don't want to give you the right of way. And when you are finally arrived, they say, why are you coming now? The problems are much.
But again, sir, in the UK, what we call is 999. I don't want to, it's very unique. 999. And they ask you, health or fire service, police or fire service. 999, same number.
I'm coming, sir. There are too many sirens on our way. Too many. Every little big man has siren. So the siren is no longer respected in our society.
That's true.
Thank you. I'm happy you recognize that, because when we see the ambulance here, we clear the way. We see fire service, we clear the way. We see the police, we clear the way, because they're coming to save lives. But in our case, maybe now one local government.
I was thinking he's going to talk about.
Maybe that the kid go school. Now that they use siren. Maybe
I was thinking to talk about the road. The road we have here in Nigeria. I'm taking the one that happened in Abuja here, around Maraba Aziz, for example. Because for incident that took place around, let me say, 5 p.m. and before the fire service could arrive at the scene, it was around 7 or so. But if you are actually there at the scene, you see that it was not even their fault. First of all, the road is not too big, a small road, and vehicles are so jam-packed on that road. And they're not giving them space. They're not giving them space at all.
If we say we should talk about the challenges, there are much. We just mentioned one, because you are equally a firefighter. I said it's everybody's business. Yes. You are one of us too. Our road networks are very good. Let me not say very bad. They are very good. Town planning is an issue in our society. Even when government will come and destroy those who are blocking the road. The next month you see the people coming back. Government will come again, destroy things, remove things from, clear the way and all of that. Just give the public 2 months or thereabout, you see them bringing those structures back. So it's a continuous exercise.
Okay, so not everybody actually knows much about the fire safety. It's new to some people, whether we like it or not. So how do we ensure that this training is effective for Nigerians?
The effectiveness of this, what we are doing now, is part of it. It will get to government. And like I said earlier, our government has been responding to us very, very swiftly and positively. That we can beat our chest and say in Delta State, if you are aware, we've left Delta State to Anambra State to attend to fire calls. We've left Delta State to Benin, Edo State to attend to fire calls. If we are not equipped, if we are not okay here, we cannot be spreading our goodwill to other states.
Yeah, that's true.
So I will quickly give the numbers to call. I will just give 2 numbers. Any station, any number you call, wherever in this state, the message will go. The numbers to call for Asaba, which is the control room, Asaba can turn out any station in the state.
Yeah.
Is 080.
Okay.
30 88 27 55. I will take that again. 080 30 88 2755. If you call that number, they will respond. And for Warri Aziz, you can equally call this number 080 65 35 6703. There are other numbers, but if you call any of these two numbers, wherever,
okay, so you can tell the second number again. The second one you just called.
Okay, the second number again.
Yes.
080
Yeah.
65 35 6703.
Okay. So they are
You
both
got
Warri, right?
any
Or in Delta?
They are in Delta. If you call these numbers anywhere you are calling from, you are sure to get attention.
Okay.
Quite an interesting one, no doubt. We're back to Asaba. Let's look at Mary. There's one area I want to look at: domestic fire accidents. It's been prevalent, especially home fire. You see a lot. Some people, when they buy fuel and they want to turn inside their generator while it is running, they don't put it off. How do we manage domestic gas fire?
Now, when you come to the issue of domestic gas fire, it's a very big issue in Nigeria, because before now we are used to firewood and stoves, but you find out that in Nigeria today, maybe as a result of poverty, we have what is called cam gas.
Yeah.
I know in the Western world, you have cam gas. The cam gas is not beyond 5 kg. And mainly cam gas, as name implies, is not used for homes. But in Nigeria, that is what we see in our kitchens. Even up to 20 kg. They form this 20 kg cylinder as what? As cam gas. And these are stored in our kitchen as a time bomb ready for explosion. Now, you find out that sometimes, even when you have this cam gas in some people's home, that is where they expose their handsets. When the woman or the man is cooking, you see them going into the kitchen and answering calls with their handset, causing a lot of explosion that have caused a lot of damage to some buildings and even lives.
Yeah.
Using of handset while cooking with this same cam gas. And sometimes, maybe because of our poverty level, because these bottles also have expiring dates. They expires. You see some homes having this bottle, and they go to where they refill them, and they fill them. Some of them, they have expired, and they pet them and bring back to the house, on not knowing, in fact, not undermining the weakness of these bottles. And this also can also cause explosion that can result to a fatal fire incident. Apart from that, even apart from this use of cam gas, those who use gas cylinders with burner sometimes bring even the gas cylinder into the kitchen for the fear of what? Security, for fear of theft. And they bring them into the kitchen. Now, you also find out that most kitchens, even in their balcony, that is where you find their generator set.
Yes.
So that when these persons, even while they are cooking inside the kitchen, they pass through the kitchen with the kind of petrol to go and fill their generator. And these are bad, these are hazardous activities that most homes or most persons embark on. For instance, maybe they are cooking and NEPA take light. They want to go and on their generator set. They carry these products and pass through the kitchen while their gas is still on. That is a very dangerous adventure.
But sir, please, I want to understand, because we are learning, right?
Yeah,
The
they're
phone you're
very, very
talking
many.
about, I thought it only reacts when data is on, according to what he said. That maybe when your data is on or when you answer a call. But if the call is coming and maybe you are cooking in the kitchen with your phone touchlight, maybe in use, and you didn't take the call, then nothing will happen. So I want to understand if this is a wrong, if it's a wrong lecture from someone, or so.
My advice to every person, avoid taking your handsets to the kitchen area, because you know when calls come, it is a very tempting something. You may just go and pick it up,
Okay.
and that can cause heavy explosion. So is to avoid taking handset to your kitchen area.
Well on it.
So what about
Okay, to add to what Michael,
Okay.
let her come. Finish up.
Okay, I want to know because
Mary, finish your questions.
For the gas he was talking about, I would like to understand properly. This gas is supposed to be kept inside the kitchen or outside, because sometimes you see that the
Okay.
gas is kept outside. Some will eat the gas, rain will fall on top of it, and all of that. So where should it be kept? Is it inside the kitchen? There is a engineer. People always have this cupboard, you understand, kitchen cabinets, and sometimes they tend to put the gas under it and connect it to the cylinder. So is it the right way, or it should be kept at the back of the kitchen or inside the kitchen? Let's know.
Okay, the best bet to all of this, my friend has just said, we advise, don't carry your phone to the kitchen at all. Leave it in the parlor. If you ring, go there, answer your call, and come back. Because you will be tempted to pick it whenever it rings. Especially when you look at the person calling, say, there is my guy, or is this person, you will be tempted to pick it. That is one. Two, the cylinder, the best bet, we should not be penny wise, pound foolish. I've used this statement severally, is to keep this thing outside the kitchen. If possible, make a cage where you keep it, to keep it from weather effect. Make a cage outside the kitchen. Inside the cupboard, the kitchen is still inside the kitchen. It's still inside the kitchen. There are things we practice. Your cylinder will be getting rust. You go and sandpaper it and spray it again. By so doing, you are weakening the cylinder, and the gas inside the cylinder is always under pressure. If the cylinder can no longer withstand that pressure, then is a problem. There will be a problem. We should not look at, because we tend to be more safety conscious than security conscious than safety consciousness. That is why we tend to park them inside the kitchen. Like he said, your generator is at the back on it, behind the kitchen. Your cylinder that is not used, maybe filled, is still there. This is serious danger. Serious danger. The best bet, we know we are looking at the cost and all of that. Create something at the back of your house and keep it there. If you go to these big hotels, if you go to good hotels, even in our environment here, you can never see their cylinder inside their kitchen, because they're always using the industrial cylinders. A big one, 50 kg. They run the pipe from wherever they keep them to the kitchen to feed the kitchen. So it is not advisable to bring in your cylinder into the kitchen. Then there is another practice. If you go to fill your cylinder, it would be advisable that you don't fill it to the brim. Okay. If you are carrying a 25 kg cylinder, maybe you feel like 22, 23. That would be okay. Filling it to the brim, especially from this roadside vendor, they try to fill it to the brim. It is not advisable. There is no container. Look at our beverage. There's no container of beverage that is filled. There's always an air space. There's always an air space. So it is not advisable. Then when your cylinder is faulty, there should be no room for management. When you discover any leakage, no room for management at all. When there's leakage of your cylinder in your home and you perceive the odor of gas, there should be no haphazard movement, no lighting of even your electrical light. Don't switch it on. Find a way, because no matter how dark your house is, if it is your home that you are used to, you know how to navigate through the house in the dark hours. Find a way to go and lock the valves. Open your windows for the air to go out. And make sure everybody leave the building to a place of safety while waiting for the order to go down before you can on anything.
And again, to add to this, it is very, very important that you sneak your kitchen from time to time. What I mean is this. It is not enough to say because my gas is new, there can be leakage. Now, gas itself on its own, it is colorless. It is odorless. And it is even heavier than air. They only introduce ammonia gas to it so that when it comes up, you can perceive it. A gas can be littered on the floor without you knowing it. And it is very dangerous. It is only when maybe air have brought it to your height, that is when you can notice that there's a leakage of gas in your kitchen area. Hence, we do advise that from time to time, try to go down on your knee to do what? To sniff the presence of any leakage of gas in your kitchen area. Apart from that, if you are using a gas cylinder with a hose, make sure that there are no cracks. And if the pipes are getting rigid, try to change them to save yourself and your environment. It is very, very necessary.
Quite an interesting one, no doubt, Mary. I'm sure we're all learning because if there's something I fear in my life more than anything, it is fire. Because it does not respect your status. It does not have life jackets. It does not have floater. It does not have a swimming instructor or fire instructor to help you when the fire is burning you. Because the person that is supposed to help you will have, like you said, when there's an incident of fire, what must come to your mind first is safety. Get to a safe environment before you start, because when you're not safe, you can't think. And forget anything. Fire destabilizes you. It destabilizes your thought line. So you need to be an environment where you can be calm to think before you know who to call or what to do. Well, I've seen incidences now. Let's look at the management. I've seen some people, when there's fire, they start pouring water. And that is one. Then secondly, last year in Asaba, there was one of these bad roads very close to where the road safety on the Benin Asaba on Onitsha Expressway. A tanker fell down. And Nigerians have not learned from JC fire incident of the 80s. People went and started scooping fuel. But for the efficiency of these men and their boys, now what do they do? And I was very impressed because I was driving out of the corn oil area. I saw people scooping fuel, but they didn't know what they were scooping was a mixture of fuel and water. They were proactive, because I'm saying this so that they can throw more light on what happened. They were proactive. What did they do? They started, the fire was not out. There was no fire, but they were pumping water. They were just adding, in fact, I think you have to expatiate on that. What happened? Because what I saw was they were just, I thought they were wasting their water, but they were neutralizing the efficiency of the, yes.
The issue of flammable liquids or solidified flammable materials such as petrol, diesel, cooking oil, paints, and
so cooking oil is flammable. Yes, flammable.
So you don't pour water on them. What was done on that day was not water, but it was a foam concentrate that was poured on the product. What we are trying to do is to blanket the liquid from giving us sufficient flammable vapor into the atmosphere, and also preventing oxygen penetrating into the product, so that in case of any spark, it can be controlled.
That's a nice one.
Then let's advise here. There is a trend. Any incident, not just fire, any incident in our society, the first thing you see is people standing videoing. Everybody want to video and share and send to the social media.
Yes.
It's like a competition. I was the first to disseminate this. No, instead of finding a way to help the situation, people are just busy videoing and videoing. So we even do the videoing until there will be an explosion that will even consume them in the process of doing this videoing. It's a wrong practice. When there is an emergency, stay away. Find a place of safety. If you can help, you help. Not using your phone, you want to video and upload and send to people. It's uncalled for.
That's
a
true,
good
because that's
one.
one thing that people do now is a common practice to Nigerians. You understand? All in the name of content creation. I want to be the first to post it so that I can get views, I can get comments, I can get engagement on my post. And by so doing, you might end up even taking your own life. So that's it. I just can learn and stop because it's not really necessary.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Now, we're not done. We're still on the issue of the fire. Basically, now, like she said, I don't know. There was something Mary talked about. It was your biggest challenges. Your biggest challenges. You only dwelt on the area of fire management. What of your biggest challenges in terms of your job challenges, efficiency, and what can the government do more to improve on the standard of fire service?
Okay. I think I've made mention of this to you.
Yes.
That the Delta State Fire Service is no longer where they used to be. We have gone far from where we used to be, but we have not gotten to where we ought to be. Fire equipment are expensive, but I must tell you, this is not praising it. There are facts, there are things on ground to show that the Delta State government have done so much. This year, if you go to Abraka, you see a new fire station built. The contractor just wrote to us that he wants to hand over.
Wow.
Who built it is the state government. One is near completion at Ororope. Who is building it is the state government. The renovation of Ogara Fire Station by the state government. If you go to Ogara Fire Station before, even the land was being encroached into. But now the place has been fenced, the building renovated, and it's in good shape. Then talk about training.
That's what I wanted to.
Last year, we had training for about 60 of our men. This year, 40 has been trained and more are still coming. Last 2 weeks, both of us seated here. We were in Bauchi State for a training program. The last 2 weeks. No, that was late last month.
Last month.
Bauchi State.
Yes.
That was on the 26th to 29th.
29th of May. So, it is sponsored by the state government. There's no way we would have spent our own money to do all of that. So, the state government is doing much, but like we always say, Oliver Twist. Oliver will always ask for more.
And what is that more he wants?
The more we talk about is getting more fire trucks, getting more fire stations, getting more personnel.
Okay, more fire trucks, more fire stations,
more personnel. When we talk about fire stations, getting more fire stations, there's what we call distant travel. Distant travel. There is a distance that a station, there's a radius a station is supposed to cover. That we have not gotten. But we are definitely heading towards that with the building of these new stations. If we can build to this year, like I said, next year we build on it. Before you know it, we are spreading. One is also going on in Ikoko. A new station is going on in Ikoko as we
now speak. Let's look at the life of a firefighter, because this is a service-oriented career and you put your life on the line. What is going to be done in the event that in the discharge of the duty of a firefighter, there are incidences of death or incapacitation, accidents, fireborne? What is there any insurance policy, life insurance or injury or injury
in Delta State here?
Yeah.
The governor approved it and has paid the premium to the insurance company. We have a group insurance policy for all the firemen, and it's rated. Minor injury, there is, when you bring your receipt, there is an amount the insurance company will pay to you. Major injuries, death, there is an insurance policy approved by the state government, paid by the state government, that is running currently. This insurance policy started some years back, and the state government has been renewing it every year. I know you will also talk about the welfare of the personnel.
Exactly.
By the grace of God, we are far better than what we used to be. The scheme of service, a new scheme of service is in place, new salary structure for the firemen. We were just receiving like the normal civil servants before, but now we receive paramilitary salary structure. I think we should be able to say thank you to the state government.
Wow.
While we are looking for more, we say appreciation is an application for more. We should be able to say thank you for what the state government has done to us while we are expecting more.
That's quite a good one. Mary, Mary, over you to in Abuja.
No, I think I've really learned from their lectures today.
Yes, you better learn more.
The information I got today has really helped, and honestly, I'm so grateful. Like the one you said, don't fill your gas to the brim. You know, some people might say, okay, my gas is 5 kg, I must fill it, I must fill it up to that 5 kg. And we don't know the effect of it. We don't know how it's going to affect us someday. You know, gas is something that you can't even tell when it will explode. Unknowing to you, anything can just happen. I know that in this life, you just have to be so careful, right? Nothing is. I can't say that there's a particular source of we using something to cook that will always make us get away from this kind of threat. Some people might use stove, and you don't even know what kerosene will become someday, or kerosene will do to you someday. You understand? Even the least charcoal that people used to cook, I've seen it burn someone's child. So I think we just need to be careful, because if you say, okay, let me use charcoal, you don't know what will happen if your child just go and use it in a way and it will just burn the child and all of that. So I think I've learned from it, and people should not be keeping their gas inside the kitchen. I think gas needs air. It needs air, and we are just jam packing everything inside. So it's a good one because I've learned. That's what I can say.
Yes, Mary says she's learned so much, and of course, I'm sure Nigerians and those all over the world, they sure have learned so much about fire management, fire control. There's one before we think of rounding up this part of the program. There's an area I have an issue with. Yeah, the vendors who sell gas. You see, and that is a big challenge to your job, in the sense that it makes your job very difficult and vulnerable. There could always be fire. Those people that sell gas within within residential environment, residential areas. Somebody is selling provision shop there. Somebody is selling one thing. Another person is selling gas in between shops. I mean, it's cause for concern. I think such a sensitive business should be in an area of restriction and less densely populated. What have you people done about it? What are you going to be doing about it?
Yeah, there has been a continuous sensitization to the domestic dealers, and we have always collaborated with Ministry of Oil and Gas. They've called for meetings with these vendors, where we were equally invited to talk to these persons. There are things we cannot totally erode from the society. You know, if you chase out all those persons who are into that business, into the labor market.
No, not maybe
I'm coming. Okay. I'm coming. I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
If you chase them away, then you are creating more problem
for the society.
Then, if we say we should relocate them to a specific area, look at Superbed gas plant. It was there alone, if you remember those days. But today, development has catched up.
That's true.
And today, will you tell Superbed relocate from here?
You have a point.
Park to a new place? Where is it that they will park to that development will not catch up with?
That's true.
Superbed was there. Even Meg along the was there alone some years back. No residential building was close to that place, but today they are there. So what we try to do is sensitization and making sure. I made mention of this when Dr. Chris, when he talked about Ogara, we make sure that all the necessary conditions, safety conditions are met for you to operate so that the environment will be safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been a very wonderful time out with the Director of Fire Service Delta State, Dr. Eugene Oziwele, and of course his compatriot, Isaac Sunday Akpaive. And we're going on a short break, and I'm sure they'll be taking their leave about now. When we go on a short break, when we come back, Mary will be handling the paper review from that end in Abuja. Let's go on the break.
Okay, sir.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. It's coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26th, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website, Superior Radio and Television.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiorradiotelevision.com. SRTV Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
Welcome back, viewers, from that quick break.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Rise and shine, Nigerian ART.
Mary, the way you're smiling, I'm so happy. I wish you were in Asaba here.
No, but it's
Evelyn does not. No, Evelyn didn't smile like this for me.
Oh my God, it's good to smile. Like I learned a lot, honestly, from what your guest, what they actually said today. It's a good one because these are some things that people are not knowledgeable about. You understand? Maybe just because they don't know, and you see them doing otherwise, and we've lost
a lot. And you and I have been victims. Consciously, like I said, security, for example, we take security more serious than safety.
That's true.
But you don't blame Nigerians. They steal your gas from when you keep it outside. Before you go to work and come back, they have stolen your gas.
It depends on reality.
I mean, it's so complex. Now you keep your gas, the generator will be on. In fact, a Nigeria problem, man. This country, they do us. I mean, it's so unfortunate. But you see, I've lost somebody. The generator was on. He was putting fuel. There's an explosion. I remember there's a question you were trying to ask that maybe the other officer did not pick the question, did not answer well. When
Okay.
is it when the phone has data or when you are about to answer the call? It did not. The response
I
was
wanted
not.
to get that
Yes.
because that's what people are saying now until the phone has the data
Now,
on.
I think I can give you an answer to that because I think when we were on television a couple of days back, the director answered it. Now, when you are in the kitchen and the phone is ringing, now it is the moment you just key answer, that is when there's going to be an explosion. For example, because of
Okay.
electromagnetic waves, it is when you answer. It is dangerous to answer a call in the kitchen. It is dangerous to maybe, in fact, to do anything with the phone in the kitchen besides just maybe it's in the kitchen. Even to charge it in the kitchen is not okay because you never can tell. Like unconsciously, when the call comes in, Mary is calling me. Oh, you forget that you're in the kitchen. You're just keying, and an explosion will come. And when you are turning fuel into your generator, for example, and the phone is ringing, do not answer because there's an electromagnetic wave between the phone and the fuel, and that is what between the phone and the gas, and that is what a lot of people don't know. The moment you at the ringing stage, it might not have much impact on any effect, but the moment you have answered, anything can happen. So we should try to manage our usage of phone in volatile environments. That is what we're trying to know.
Wow, wow. Nice
Quite
one.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yes, so my dear, it's fire
Really,
is not
that's
a friend.
as if as if you're part of them or you're part of them. Because
No, they are very close to my office. I see them every day, and I've brought them on different platforms because fire is one thing I'm so scared of. Like he said, when there's a fire incident, somebody will call me now. Okay, now let me give a good example. Bridge Radio FM station, the transmitters caught fire. I just finished a program. I just left the studio and I got to the secretariat. I was just sitting down close to a restaurant behind the fire service. I wanted to take a meal. Somebody now called me immediately from the fire service. Bros, where you dey? I said at this secretariat. I beg, fire don't start for engineering room. Call fire service. I say I'm there. My guys that were eating with me, I say fire, bridge radio. And they moved immediately. Between that time the call came and when they moved immediately. It was not like they left their food, put on their safety gear. The siren was blaring immediately, and in 5 minutes they were already there. But then, 5 minutes, a lot of damage had been done. These are
it's too
wires.
far.
They are, and you have volatile materials. The batteries, the inverter batteries, exploded. It was in the engineering room that caught fire. So in those circumstances, if they had fire extinguishers there, but do they have the professionalism to handle those? It was at
That's
that
it.
day that I knew that when you are entering into a building to tackle fire, you don't go head on. That there are certain fires you need to bend down or you need to shield yourself. Otherwise, if you go head on, there's a possibility of asphyxiation. You might just choke yourself and die before you even rescue the people you are going to rescue. So it's a very big problem, and I'm sure it's a difficult one. So I think, well, let's go to paper review and let's review our papers before we call it a day. Yeah,
I don't even think we have
let's review our
much
papers
to
before we call
indicate.
it a day. And
Can you hear me?
okay, let's look at the papers here. Let's look at the papers. Let's do a paper review. I'm going to be starting with. Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm just hearing you now.
Okay, so I don't think we have much things on the daily, but I wanted us to see Vanguard. The
Okay.
Vanguard newspaper. There's this headline there that was talking about drug, because I know there was a time I there was this NGO that actually came for interview here, that we had to talk about drugs, the eradication of drugs. It has really
Let's talk about what?
drugs, eradication of drugs is something
Yes.
that have, I don't know, people need to be informed. They need to be
Yeah.
informed. Awareness need to be created, because young people from school, you understand, tend to learn it, because look at drug abuse worsening and insecurity. There are young
My
people
dear.
that learned the use of drug just in their junior secondary school. You understand? So is that bad?
Yes. It's very unfortunate, Mary. It's gone. It's become. Luckily, I think 3 days ago was International World Drug Free Day or something, and I was privileged to have interfaced with the Delta State Director of NDLEA, and I must let you know that the issue of drug abuse in our schools, amongst our youths, young teenagers, is at an alarming level, and parents, the society, the school are not helping matters. It's becoming so prevalent. I don't know where we have lost it, but children are getting more into abuse of and usage of drugs. There's it's no longer restricted to cannabis sativa, which is what they call Igbo. They say there's Colorado, there's skunk, there's they've named so many names of different drugs that people are
That people are
beginning to
using?
use. And besides that, even our on the shelf medicines, these people have turned it to drugs. They buy codeine, tramadol, which were supposed to be drugs for prescription drugs, but we have lost it as a people. But I want to appreciate and thank the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA. They are doing a great job. But like the fire service talked about, we can't do this alone. Parents need to be involved. Our schools need to be involved. A lot of people need to. I think I will bring the NDLEA boss to this studio sometime next week, hopefully, if I can reach out to him. And we need to understand that a drug-free society is a safe society. It's a society that will have a reduction in crime. Drug, AIDS crime, prostitution, kidnapping, banditry, attributable to the usage of drugs and its influence. And a lot of people do not know. Drug has negative influence on your psychopathic process, and that is why we have a lot of issues. On most times when you see on social media when they say that Yahoo boys dropped this girl, they have used that for money, my dear. It is not. The person took drugs that he could not control, and the boys just need to get the girls out of their homes or hotels, drop them on the road. People assume that they have used them, that look at the way they have been acting under the influence of psychopathic drugs.
That's true. You're right. You're right. I think if we can have the NDLEA on the show to really talk through it for us, so that people will be well informed. You know, when people are well informed, you see that they will not be able to make most of these mistakes. So because at the end of the day,
Yes.
parents, in as much as we want parents to do much in the lives of their children by educating them on drugs, most of these parents don't even know much. You understand, on how to control their kids. You see that some children learn smoking from
Yes, and
school
yet and that.
stage of their life. You understand? Because it's not all of them that can be decisive. There are people that can be easily influenced by friends. You see your friend taking cigarettes, you want to
Yes.
take, friend is taking at that earlier stage of their lives. So I think if we can get the NDLEA so that they can talk to us about it.
Yeah,
How
that's
parents,
why I say parenting is part of it. Parenting is
yeah,
part of it. You know, like when our colleagues
you know
just
when their
left now,
children
they
are
made
when their
reference
children
to
are beginning
that.
to engage
And Yes, parenting is part of it. The society, I told you, I will try to see if I could bring the NDLA chairman to this platform. He said, the day before yesterday, like I told you, was the International Dr- Drug Free Day or something. And the incidences of drugs, it is not the sale of drugs. Do you know every nook and cranny of our country is, you see youth selling drugs with impunity, and the security agents seem to be lost in how to tackle this issue. We need to understand that it's our business. It's a collective responsibility of each and every one of us, as parents, as citizens, as
As teachers,
teachers, as schools, as as clergy. I don't know what the church is doing. I'm going to come to the church. It's not just about preaching about tithing, about soul winning, about you can't win a soul that is feeling
I think
that is going through degradation. You,
I think they need to
partnership,
learn. They need to
surrogacy.
learn.
No, I have an issue, Mary.
Because
I
when
have
you
an
go to the
issue with the
church, when you go
church.
to the church, they tell you we will not allow. Sometimes they put their interest on guys with dread. No boy with
Mary,
dread will enter inside this place. It is not about dread. There are people that don't carry dread, but the kind of drug they take. So you don't just put
exactly.
someone.
That is why I say
Not allow any guy
I
with
have
dread
a,
to enter inside the church. We tend to judge these people wrongly. Some people that are into drugs don't even have dreadlocks. We should not only
plenty
drive
of
away the
them.
guys with dread. We should not stop them from entering the church. There are people that you understand what I'm
So
saying.
why?
This this
Yes.
drug operating has eaten so deep into them. Parents need to start knowing, maybe from their hands. Sometimes they smile unnecessarily. You understand the kind of friends they go out with. Engineer, do you know that there are some parents right now that, because if they stop their children from taking this particular thing and they notice that the
Some
child is not
parents
happy,
even
they
smoke.
cannot control it. Yes, they cannot control it, because if my child is not happy, is sad, okay, just take so that you be happy. We feel like we love them, but we are destroying them. We need to understand when we are destroying our kids and when we are trying to help them. You understand? It's two different things.
Yeah. Mary, but that's just the truth. You see, why I talk of religious bodies, it's not just the church alone, the mosque, the traditional worshippers. You see, sanitizing the society, making the society, we can't make it completely drug free. If that's an ideology you're thinking, it's totally impossible. The society can be totally drug free, but we can manage the incidences of drug. But it's unfortunate that this generation of Nigerians especially the youths, most importantly, they are so in tune with drugs. Even security agents, they smoke it. And it's not something, the clergy, I'm sorry to say this, some of them are into it as well. Drug is not restrictive to gender, it's not restrictive to class, it's not like restrictive to religious affiliation. But the clergy owe us a responsibility. Parents owe us a responsibility. The government owe us a responsibility. But they all turn a blind eye. The government is more concerned about 2027 re-election. The clergy is more concerned about getting people to pay their tithes, their first fruits, their offering, and to sow seed, building, collect. The traditional worshippers are more concerned about people that will bring goats, their Igbe dance, people that will come and make sacrifices, even some people that follow them to the river will be smoking psychopathic substances before they do their sacrifice and all that. The Islamic cleric, the same thing. And on the shelf drugs have been turned to inducement drugs. The prescription written, the doctor that puts a prescription on the drug that one tablet 3 times daily didn't make a mistake. He has not said take 10 tablets for you to get energy to sleep with a woman or for you to get energy to carry a bag of rice. These are issues of national concern that is not being taken seriously. And as parents, we have missed it. Some of us have missed it. I have seen homes where mother and father do cannabis sativa. Then why will these children not smoke? I've seen homes, the mothers dodge to smoke, the father dodge to smoke. Then how will you control a child that wants to smoke? How will you manage that situation? The society is not helping it. And so many
Uh,
of these peer
the
influence.
question, how
I'm happy that
fast to
they
shipping, engineer? I am forced to chip in here a little, not much. I mean, the definition of drug abuse is something we need to be very careful with. All right. When you talk of cannabis, cannabis is a cultural thing among the Jamaican people, and it's not drug
Yes.
abuse to them. All right, and that's why you hear Peter Tosh saying legalize marijuana because it's good for your health.
Yeah, that is it.
But cigarette is dangerous. This is what the man is saying. We need to go into that, but I don't think it's time to do that today. And what I find out with the way Christianity is brought to us is we were taught that certain things are not the will of God. Especially Mary mentioned the dreadlock. You understand? Do you know that the early mammals, people they discovered in Egypt, actually Egypt were black people, just in case you guys get it wrong. Not the current Egypt you see now. The true people, the true pharaohs were black people. And they had dreadlocks. And you know, it was when the Arab came that they took over that place. They call Egypt now. You see Somalians, there's a mixture of black and Arab. You see that crossbreed. You see Somalian people. So let's not go into that. I think it's too dangerous to talk about it. But what I can say is that actually dreadlock is there's a god of Osiri. It's a particular god Osiri that used dreadlocks. So historically, in fact, the people that revived dreadlock were the Jamaicans that we are not criticizing. They are the one they use it to signify true Africanism. In Nigeria, we call them Rastafari, we call them what? Hooligans. But the people that want to represent us, do you know, in my stay in Europe, the people that can understand what I speak more are actually the Jamaicans. Because they've lived through what I am talking about. You guys have not. You don't know what it means to be a black man, man. I can tell you straight on now, married have not tasted what it means to be a black woman. You, Meshach, you've not tasted what it means to be a black man. You need to be here so you know that you think it's even a sin to be black.
I'm telling you.
That everywhere you turn, you are nothing. You are a second-class citizen. You can't access certain things. Do you know what it means not to be allowed to drink in the same place with other people in the past? When a white man comes in, you sit up. You get up for him to sit. That's what some people went through. And they're still going through it. You know why I know so? No matter how long I stay in Europe, no matter how much Britain entertain me, the food of the children will never be given to the dogs. That's in parable speaking. Did I say it correctly? The food of children will never. So when you see people protesting with dreadlock, Nigerians, be careful how you look down on them. Let me say this. We're enjoying certain freedom today in the UK, especially in London. It's because of what the Jamaican did. They burnt Bristol. They burnt the place down. There was a time when you are a black man, they can just stop you on the road and beat the hell out of you. I say, you driving a good car in London? In those days, police are after you. They can't try it anymore. It's because some people, you call it dreadlock now, you call it Rastafari now, you're looking down upon. They protested. And I keep saying this, you see, when I talk here, I talk from one point. I always remember one guy called Marcus Garvey. The only reason we have independence, the Nigerian independence we are talking of now, if Awolowo is alive and we ask him, let's talk of Kwame Nkrumah. If Kwame Nkrumah will talk, he will give credit to these people. That they open his eyes to come and fight for liberation of African continent. Kwame doesn't know nothing until he went to America and found out what black people are going through. And their fight already to free themselves. He came back and helped to liberate us. Now, these people, we don't understand them. We call them all kinds of names because we've not been through what they've been through. We don't want to go back to that history. But just be careful when you trash them the way they dress, when you trash their religion, when you trash their belief, because they've lived through an experience you got no clue. I'm not going to go into that because it's too dangerous. But just as when I'm here, sometimes it's difficult to keep quiet. I always give instance. Let me tell you guys one thing. When Fela studied in London, I keep that instance every day. He studied music here. Fela finished his music, he went back home. When he got to Nigeria, you know the kind of music Fela was playing? About food, about women. Go and look at the first music Fela released. He was singing about women, about food, until the thing was not working. There was no career in Nigeria. The guy traveled to America. It was there. Fela eye got open. He came back and fought for Nigeria. I don't think anybody among us can underrate what Fela did in his time. Fela eye open. He they tell they say if teacher teach something, student make mistake. Teacher must talk so, but they will not talk so. He said there are 5 people that will vote in the United Nations that is equal to everything. The rest people own are nothing. But then, Mona, wait. This time you need to listen. Fela was crying about the religion we are practicing today. He called them Allah, Allah, and then the Christianity. He called it smiling, suffering, and smiling. We cannot understand. Many didn't even understand what I'm saying because this thing of the present. Many have not seen Fela music. He didn't even understand where the man is coming from. You can pretend. You can think you know.
And they're not repeating them. They are still repeating the music now. They are still playing it.
They are. But maybe if you were living that time, that Fela was saying it, what Obasanjo would not ever open his mouth and talk. Fela go die. Fela for grave go the shake when they give Obasanjo second time to be president. What did Obasanjo do Fela because he was criticizing him? Fela, it was Obasanjo that killed Fela's mother. Then they threw the woman. The woman that fought Fela. The mother of Fela was the first lady in Nigeria. He was one dealing with the family woman. They threw her. And they asked her, Obasanjo, you know if you do me anything. If you call here, I go tie neck you. They threw the woman. That's what I killed the woman. In one of the raids, they raided the Calcutta Republic. We went through it, we saw it. Obasanjo today not be president. When they talk about as a good name, that stain alone is enough for Obasanjo not to sleep well. If Obasanjo hear what I talk now, you not go sleep well this night. Again, we are living in a new country where we are Christians, no problem. We are Muslims, no problem. You know, we condemn the people from Jamaica. They don't know what they're doing. They are Rastafarians. A fool can say somebody wearing dreadlock doesn't know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing with his religion. But he doesn't, he that is singing, hearing you. What it means to be an African is an idiot for you. You that goes to church, wear your sheep tie, lying to people, you are the good man. You not let me talk. I don't want to destroy this show. We had a very good man. I think we should keep it simple. You know, but only that kind of level of criticism just make me talk because it's in me. I've seen it. I've been here. I don't stay, like I said, I didn't stay in Europe. I live here. What it means is I have lived with many different kinds of people. And there's a big difference between a black Caribbean and a black African. I can tell you.
Yeah.
And maybe Europe, I said to them in my movie I'm making now, I am criticizing anybody calling me black British. My children should not be called black British. They be called British African, not black British. Because that one they use it to separate us. They now have the black Caribbean and the black Africans. What's the meaning? We'll come into that another day. It's political language. But let's keep it simple, you know. Let's talk about what you guys were dealing with. Drugs is these so-called drug abuses that we're not seeing today. In fact, there are new ones, so the ones we didn't see in our time. In those days, ordinary Igbo, the turn person mad. But this children self now, Igbo not the turn person mad again. Now they treat different.
There's loud. That Chris. There's loud. There's Conk. Really? There's Colorado. There's SK. These
Where
are
did they see
different
that kind of one,
strains
for
of
God's sake?
cannabis yes.
For where?
And you know what thing they pay me now that decrease small girl of 16 or girls, so there's no, in fact, the age from between 12 and 20, those are the prime smokers. And these strains of cannabis are they confuse head. So when they see at times when they will say Yahoo boy don't use girl, they drop them for road. Say the girls they na lie, na drug when the person take. We went inside, we understand say this. I've interviewed many NDLA bosses. I have followed them around to go to
Thank you.
red flag zones.
No,
There's
the
a
rest of them
place
will say
in
the doctor can do
Asaba
this one.
as they see you
I
coming.
don't know that you say.
I don't know. The very good, they go tell the doctor can do rituals. You know that rituals.
Yes, it's rituals. It's rituals.
Why is Mary laughing?
I
It's
know.
rituals.
It's not ritual.
Very now will say that. Very now will say that. They go say that rituals they can do. You know,
They don't take drugs. Just
So
take it
you want
out.
the
I'm
person
taking
to
it.
be
Just
naked.
take it out. That's why
So
so
you
that
want
we
the
can
person
get
will go
high.
naked.
This
No,
person when
and
they
you know
take
the
out,
person will go naked on the street. Somebody will go naked on the street. Are telling me is drug. It's not ritual. You go naked.
I say na drugs, Mary. Mary na drugs. Oh, believe what
Some
they
of
tell
them
you.
is not drug. You cannot be going naked like that.
all right.
They use them do ritual how? All those ritual, man, are not deceiving ourselves.
Very good. They're upset and they fight me. I don't think talk. Otherwise, our belief system is anyway. You can't challenge. Do you know the biggest thing about this? What makes a man is what he believes, and that's why it is so dangerous to allow them to indoctrinate us this way. And the people that indoctrinate you, go and look at the way they practice the same religion. The person that brought Christianity to you, go and look at the way he's practicing it. Go to Rome, see how mild it is. How civilized they are with it. Go to Israel, look at how civilized the home where Christ actually did this thing. We are more than Christ.
And yeah, it's why you're accepting or agreeing with the decrease today. I don't understand.
Yeah, make I keep quiet.
This
Sonny
one
on the platform. Sonny go
on the
best.
same page with the decrease today.
Pastor Sonny did the platform. No, Pastor Sonny go best. Not be only now.
No, you said this one. I'm accepting what? That is what Mary talk. Make answer. You're
on the same page with the decrease. I'm not understanding.
No.
I thought you accepted that there's when you did that. Eh?
I am a realist.
Maybe see me say I
am a realist. They call a spade a spade.
Yes.
There's so much
on a lighter note, guys. I don't know what is up. I know you guys have a lot we're dealing with. I just wanted to see what is going on in Nigeria. Is this man coming back?
Yeah,
Are they reconciled?
I'm trying to have a meeting with Pro Weekend.
Leave this one for tomorrow. Leave this one for tomorrow, I beg. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow because so much to talk about.
I get supporter, Mary. I get supporter for the platform. He said, we'll leave this one for tomorrow. Some will leave the weekend for tomorrow. But this, this is only on TV now they hear what they talk. Is that I'm saying?
No, but TV network is always supporting you now. Has there been any time that he has not supported you? He's someone that always supports you. No.
Oh, Mary. Now, one day, you know what he talk?
Mary, now you are a love person. Now you are the support.
I know. They use feminine charm on this man. They're not they support me. But one day, when they ask Malcolm X why they talk like that, I say one day you begin to think like me, sister. One day you will. One day you will. Maybe we one day begin to understand. If like I said now, if you know what Fela went through in the course of fighting for justice in Nigeria, every day that man they stay prison.
I did tell you.
Una never see oppression. Tinubu they learn. Make it ask his senior brother. Now about to just start massive oppression of the people. Well, we see there. So we're here and we're thanking God. Someone could leave Tinubu with his two people, one on the right, one on the left. They don't quell they beat him. The man confess.
He shock everybody. Hi.
No, they beat her now. What do you make it do?
I wonder.
You see, when the devil fight your ass, nobody this way they talk. You see that they pray, say my place, they pray, say who they talk through for community, making not lie against you.
And they tell you, yes, so and they tell you who they say they talk through for community may not lie against you.
You get one to where they want shift talk. God, I get one issue for Lagos, one police issue. Before the shift come, they don't make me talk. Wait, I'm not fit talk. Now the man talk so now they craze. You understand? He said the man can't speak honorable for me. I know that Ghana. We know what that means. You don't see old man they swear say, if now this man you kill me, if now this man you kill me, so far you go fit come off for their first. He knows say the juju when they swear na lie, but he knows say listen, juju go kill me tomorrow, but leave me today. When you are between the devil and the deep blue sea, when you see devil they come, you go turn. Any road go pass. Abacha don't pursue you. You never know anything. That's exactly what we see. So footballer don't see waiting, they know they see. Waiting another person not supposed to see, now waiting footballer see. The devil were fighting his ass and still fighting me.
And I'm Mary friend to him all this thing. No?
Hey.
I'm Mary friend to him.
We will just see their face more before tomorrow go reach. We will see them.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
The three wise men.
The three wise men. Two.
From Port Harcourt. Tinubu na Port Harcourt indigene now.
Oh God. God wait till now they do so. God go answer us. One day. Amen. One day, Mary. One day go be one day. When the work of God go descend, not be this one will they do so. A day will come, the wrath of God will descend on us. We cannot do things and think we will get away with it always. It will reach day when God will say no. And when they pray God, may the day come on time so that there will be justice. You know, every day when they look for peace, Mary. Now that the Christians they hate peace. You know what I love? Justice. I don't like peace. You cannot tell me to have peace when there's no justice. What kind of justice are you giving? Are you talking? What kind of peace are you talking about? So if they beat me, make I say, "Hey, good." Oh, that's stupidity. Wise people talk about justice; they don't talk about peace, because with peace come justice. With justice come peace. But any peace achieved without justice is not going to last. If you see the topic when I prepare today. But these guys, they come and they talk us about
one tomorrow, no worry.
We'll do it another day. Listen, guys, I'll leave you guys to complete this show. You guys have been amazing. I'm proud of you. Very proud of what you two are doing.
Thank you.
Mary, not causing me the beat. I'm going to leave you guys, and you do your thing.
Right.
And you do some review. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I think I almost rounded before.
Mary, it's been a nice one. I mean, I think today, you said?
I said we're already rounding up.
Well, all said and done. We've had yes, we're already rounding up before. So let's just round up. It's been a wonderful day. Mary, I think, like you did say, we have learned so much. I mean, it's a learning curve. Fire management and control is a learning curve for each and every one of us. We must, as a point of necessity, be more proactive than reactive. Being proactive is the fact that you should prepare for emergencies of fire just in case. Being reactive is allowing fire to come and happen to you first. It would have caused a lot of damages before the situation might be put under control. Mary, I want to thank you. It's been a great day. Till tomorrow again. I want to wish you all the best. I missed you.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great day. Have a great weekend ahead. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. It's coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or Get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance. This is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438